evening, Nation's Corner, family, friends, fans. John of South Jersey here, welcoming you to yet another edition of Nation's Corner on location. And tonight, I have a partner right over here in the small box. You know her. You know her. You love her. You click the link. She is one of the regular hosts every Saturday night live on the Nation's Corner on YouTube every Saturday night, 7 p.m. She is the great and powerful Debhausen. What's up, Debs?
What's up? My box on the screen is so small and I'm not wearing my glasses now. I can barely even see.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, they are still looking at your tiny box way more than they're looking at my big ugly one. But anyway, you're joining me tonight because we have a guest that we're going to welcome to Nation's Corner on location for the very first time and find out a little bit about him and the promotion that he is working with. And who is that person?
That is Caleb Konley, formerly known as Caleb with K.
Yes. Well-traveled independent wrestler, including brief stints with TNA. Early in his career, and has made a few appearances on AEW Dark here and there, but he has a new promotion that he is a current champion of, and we're going to talk about that and more about with him and get his take on all things. And I'm looking forward to talking to him. I hope you are too.
Yep. Well,
let's bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb Konley. Welcome to the Nation's Corner.
Glad to be here.
Welcome to the Nation's Corner on location, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, man.
Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
New, but not new. Is this a different iteration from what was, say, 10 years ago?
I guess it's been an ongoing project for ICP for going on 25 years now. Like they've been doing this forever.
Right.
I was in high school and getting JCW DVDs.
Yeah. But they would always. It was never like. For lack of a better term, they seem to now be doing it more professionally. You guys are running regular shows, having regular events, where before it seemed like there was a lot of special events or an add-on to an ICP show or a gathering of the Juggalos. Always had a big JCW show and stuff like that. But it seems like now you're, I hate to say it, but almost more legitimate of a wrestling organization.
I'm sure. Okay, I guess a legitimate is that is an adjective you could use. I think that wrestling is, everyone has their own way of doing things, and it's not always a once a week TV product. Sometimes people run once a month. Some people run, a couple times a year. But yeah, as of right now, JCW Juggalo Championship Wrestling is full steam ahead. We're doing shows. We just did 9 shows in 9 days on the Train of Terror tour. We've been doing TV tapings. We're coming up here having a couple shows in early December, a couple shows in late December. So yeah, we're looking at a full schedule right now. We're touring all across the country, going all over the place.
Yeah, great. Because that was the other thing. They never really made up. None of the JCW shows made it up here to me in the Northeast. Or within reasonable distance.
Yeah.
Just, you are the champion there. So if you want to put a word in, I got plenty of venues up here in the Northeast. We'd love to have you.
I'm the champion of all of America. So I would like to see all of America as the champion.
Very cool. Very cool.
Hell yeah.
So if I was to go to it now, I have seen DVDs and everything of all old previous JCW shows. If I'm going to see you as the main event defending your title, what else could I expect?
You're going to see, 7-foot tall monsters. You're going to see Luigi Primo from the old country throwing his pizza. You're going to see Willie Mack. You're going to see Matt Cross. You're going to see a little bit of everything.
Okay.
A lot of people have a certain way of looking at JCW. Maybe they watched one of the DVDs 25 years ago, or maybe they heard 2 ICP songs in 2004 and just decided they know exactly what JCW is.
Right.
I would say that JCW right now in its current form is about the closest thing we have to ECW going.
Okay. All right.
It's all the chaos. It's all the unpredictability. There's really good wrestlers. There's hardcore stuff. There's your midgets, your giants, your freak shows, everything in between. You got hot girls. You got badass guys. It's everything combined into a bag and just thrown out and seeing what sticks.
Cool. Very cool.
I love that.
That actually sounds exactly in my wheelhouse as an original survivor of the ECW arena since 1993. But
the deal.
Yeah, then that's absolutely a vibe that I could definitely be into, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the shows coming up. But you have you just mentioned some of the names. Willie Mack is a champion there as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Danny Moe is your women's champion.
Yes, sir.
The new Backstreet Boys, the Graysons, are your tag champs. I mean, and granted, maybe not household names, but people like myself that are really into the independents and follow closely who's doing what where. Man, those are big names, and good for you guys that you get to work with them and bring them in and give them yet another showcase to showcase their talents. But are you having fun?
Man, not only am I having fun, this is a dream come true, and not just for me, but for most of the talent. This is like you said, we're not household names. Maybe not. Maybe we're not household names yet. Maybe you just haven't stumbled into the right situation. But everyone on this roster not only loves being on this show, very much like ECW. We all take very much pride, and we all have the same goal in mind to improve JCW, get it out to the masses, show that we are just as capable, if not better, than your NWAs or your MLWs or GCW or any other promotion out there. We are on the same level as any of them, if not better. Cool. And we've all got the same goal. So we not only enjoy it, we're not all having fun, but we love it. We have a passion to make this show better.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. For me personally, I haven't been able to actually watch a whole JCW show, but I've just seen clips on social media. And just as a first impression, it's evident that people are just having fun, that it's just a good time. Even if you're not a wrestling fan. It's
an amazing time, especially if you're not a wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. I feel like wrestling fans get so pretentious and caught up on what's a 5-star match or who's doing this or yada, yada, yada. And we want to have good matches. We want wrestling fans to enjoy it as well. But we want people to have fun. That we want people to enjoy the chaos. We're working for 2 clowns who throw 400 2-liter bottles of Faygo out into their fans every night.
Yeah.
We want to embrace the chaos. We want to embrace the fun. We want to embrace the lunacy of it.
Sounds like a typical Friday night for me, but anyway. But that's very cool because you're right. It's very easy as a fan to become jaded and believe in your own bullshit and thinking, it's run by 2 clowns. That can't be real wrestling. Mm-hmm. Guess what? It is, and it has been, and it will be. And when you get narrow-minded like that, you miss out on a lot. I've been a wrestling fan. I'm 53 years old. I've been watching wrestling since I was 8. I've been attending live since the 80s. Thanks to some family members that enjoyed and shared my passion for wrestling. And I've always been number one, an independent wrestling fan. The big shows are nice to watch. The big companies are fun to watch on TV, or if you have a few extra dollars, go see a show. But man, independent wrestling has never failed me in providing me the best entertainment for the dollar. By far, and especially what tickets cost today. But what I wanted to ask you was, you've been around the industry for more than a minute, and have worked in some of the bigger promotions and stuff. But it seems like wrestling, especially post-COVID now, is on this just incredible high across the whole landscape. You working as an independent and with smaller promotions and stuff like that, everybody says, oh, it trickles down, and I do believe that, even in the local shows I've seen around here. But are you seeing this kind of swell that is taking over the big promotions, making it down to you guys on the independent and the smaller show level?
I don't know if it's really a swell. I mean, it's definitely, if the higher up you go, WWE is obviously doing great. AEW is doing whatever they're doing. TNA seems to be doing better than they've been doing in a long time. And I mean, it does trickle down a little bit. It's nice that there's people like Colt Cabana and Willie Mack, who are both on AEW regularly, that they're capable of doing these shows, and you're seeing the crossover with TNA and NXT, and TNA guys are doing local shows. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely good for business. Business is good everywhere, but it's also it's causing the people on the very, very bottom to have to step their game up and fill those shoes of the people who are also getting brought up to NXT and TNA, AEW, right. And all of those spaces are getting filled. So everyone is moving up.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I would think that's a good thing.
Because that's absolutely a good thing. It's just you're going to see who's able to swim and who's not going to be able to swim in their given situations.
Very true. Right. Very true.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You got a comment then?
No. I just said that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about, you have a show coming up Friday night. Saturday night. Thanksgiving. I'll be out there.
Oh. Here it is.
Any
Where
second.
Did it go?
We have
there
that. There it is.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Violent J's smiling face.
Yes. But and you guys have this one and then one on December 4th coming up, correct?
December 3rd and the 4th and the 5th in Little Rock, Arkansas, and St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow. Man,
yes, with Ouija Mac opening up we are opening up for Ouija Mac, who is another psychopathic artist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. But is it weird like doing these shows back to back, or is it just that, hey, we're booked and we're working and keep grinding?
Man, I wrestle 3, 4, 5 days a week.
Okay.
Independence already as it is, and right. If I'm not in the ring wrestling on a show, I'm probably in a ring training people. So this is nothing new to me. I'm sure it is a little bit to other people, but I mean, back in the day, the WWE, Jim Crockett Promotions, all those guys were running 300 days a week or 300 days a year. You know, but this is nothing new. This is, I mean, you still have house shows, and when I spent time in Japan, we would do 3 or 4 day loops in a row. So this is where you really learn how to be a professional wrestler and not just playing a professional wrestler. You're doing this day in and day out.
All right. And how is that? You said already, and which I'm very encouraged by, that the locker room has a family type vibe to it. Like, we're all in this together, and Absolutely. We're going to do what we have to do, and everybody agrees. Has anybody kind of said, "Well, why are we working so many dates?" Or they just like, screw it, let's go?
No one's asking why are we working so many dates, because if you were not obviously on the tour, if you were on the tour, you would go, why aren't we still doing this? we want to do this every day. Like, we'll come home every other weekend, but let's go on the road and have fun. Like, sure. we're enjoying ourselves thoroughly on the road every day. It's, this is when you're a 10-year-old and you say you want to be a professional wrestler when you grow up, you're not saying I want to drive 2 hours down the road and wrestle somewhere in a Garden Armory on a Saturday night. You want to go on tour. You want to get in a tour bus and you want to travel the country and see new fans every single night. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Very cool. Very cool.
So is that your favorite part of being kind of a full-time wrestler? Is just the travel?
I mean, the travel obviously sucks, but the travel is also awesome. The getting there is not the most fun. That's the job part of it. But once you're there, once you're sitting in front of 1,000 people every night, once you get to a town early and you get to find out what the good local restaurant is, like it seems kind of like dumb, but like who gets to do that every day almost, like
yeah, no, very cool.
That's a good point.
Great that you guys are able to have this and do that, because it's normally with the independents is okay, figure out where you want to get booked. Okay, how long is it take me to drive there? How much am I gonna get paid? Then I gotta drive home, or I gotta find a hotel, or hopefully I can get booked somewhere else in another, in the same area. But you guys are actually treating it almost like, and it makes perfect sense with having ICP running this. They're almost treating this, it seems like almost like a concert tour where you're doing a show, going to a town, doing another show, going to,
It's 100%. This is a rock and roll tour. This is a rock and roll tour. We just don't happen to play guitars. We play an 18-foot ring.
Yeah. Okay. That's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Who is your opponent this coming Saturday night?
I don't know that it's been announced yet. But when did you say this was coming out? Friday?
Yeah.
Hopefully by Friday. Well, I'm just going to say it anyways. If it's breaking news, it's breaking news. I'm wrestling Facade.
Really?
I'll be wrestling Facade.
Fun fact about us in the Nation's Corner, we are all very close and very good friends with Danny Moe and Facade.
Well, you better not say another good word about him while I'm on here, because I'm going to be here Saturday. He doesn't have a chance, not one chance in hell.
I admire your optimism. I'm sure you've seen the man work.
Once or twice.
I hope you're not afraid of heights or getting hit, which I doubt. I'm sure you're not afraid of getting hit, but afraid of height. I'm 6'5" and I'm afraid of heights. And the amount of flying, amount of flying Facade does is.
I stay on the ground. He can go wherever he wants.
Okay. All I'm going to say to you is incoming. Keep your head up. Don't look down.
Well, John may not believe in you, but I do.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's all I need.
I never said I don't believe in him. I'm just, that everybody wants to. Facade isn't just anybody. So
Facade is a good friend of ours.
He is,
that'll be exciting.
Yeah, but I'm already looking forward to this. This is going to be a fantastic match. This isn't the main event. It should be.
It could be a main event anywhere in the world. It's not the main event on Saturday, but we're gonna try to steal that show like we always do.
Yeah.
Well, who do we need to talk to get that changed?
Yeah,
you talk to the Commissioner Violent J.
Oh, Deb, you're our social media person. Handle that. Get on that. Make that happen.
I'm afraid I'm not intimidating enough for that, John. That's your job.
Do I have to do all the heavy lifting? All the heavy lifting. All right. Anyway, anywho, I just lost the thought, but I had. But
is there any other matches on the card that you're able to say, or has it not been announced at all?
I don't think that anything's been announced, but if this isn't coming out on Friday, I think a couple of the matches should be announced by then. Danny Moe will be wrestling Alice Crowley.
Okay.
The Backseat Boys have an open challenge. So that'll be fun. Who else is? I think that's all I know off the top of my head.
Okay. But it's
going to be an amazing show.
Yeah, absolutely. Just on those alone. Deb, you may not be familiar with Allison Crowley, but Danny, you do know Danny.
We'll do, yeah.
Jane better pack a lunch. And she better like bulk up on her energy drinks, because Alice is no joke in the ring. That woman is, for lack of a better term, violent.
She's violent, and she's young, and she's got a good base already, and she's got nowhere to go but up.
Yes, very, very absolutely a rising star. I've always been impressed with just how not necessarily violent, but ferocious she is in the ring. She is just like she is the rabid honey badger. She wants to rip and eat your face off and spit it at you. Spit it at you when she's done and smile the whole time. And it's just it's great to watch. It's great for me. I'm a fan. So now you guys do your streaming, or you broadcast on YouTube for the shows. Whose idea was that, as opposed to going to a streaming platform, a Triller TV and IWTV?
Well, we're doing Triller. Actually, Saturday is on Triller TV. We're having the regular lunacy, like the TV show is free on YouTube, and then we're having monthly or bi-monthly or whatever it is pay-per-views on Triller.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Spanksgiving will be one of those. The last one we did was Devil's Night in Detroit.
Right. Okay. I do remember seeing that on the schedule. And I was out of town, so I couldn't watch it. But okay, that's very cool. At least you're able to, nothing beats seeing it live, but not everybody can be live. So if you guys have a platform,
absolutely,
and obviously,
and we want the show to be seen by as many people as possibly can. So there's no better place than YouTube, and then Triller TV is an awesome platform for your pay-per-views. So we're trying to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, no, that's great that you guys recognize that. I can't tell you how many independent promotions I've seen or even worked with over the years that they're like, oh, well, yeah, eventually we'll get that. No, man, get your stuff out there. People want to see this. They'll tune in,
right.
and it never fails, and they just don't capitalize on it. But it's good to see you guys hitting the ground running on that and absolutely getting it out to as many people as possible. And now this one Saturday is going to be on Triller. The show on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yes.
Is that going to be on Triller as well?
Excuse me?
Are they going to be on Triller as well?
They are going to be on YouTube.
Okay.
Live on YouTube.
Okay.
And we'll get that channel when we go through all the socials and everything. That's
the Psycopathic Records YouTube.
Okay.
Sorry.
You can bring the dog in. No, it's cool. We're around all animal lovers here. Yeah, we like dogs.
Running around crazy. They hear me talking on the podcast. They want to go nuts.
Of course.
That's fine.
That's the way dogs are.
Yes. Yeah. I have to put mine. I have to literally put mine in another room and close the door when I do mine, because she'll be jumping up here. Aww. Hello.
You see yourself?
Aww.
You see it?
Who's a good boy?
Solving chaos.
Good boy.
All right, go.
That was nice. All right. Deb has a question that she wanted to ask, and she asks it of all the just about every wrestler we have on. But I think you're very uniquely qualified because of your time and experience in the business. So
Deb? Yeah. So obviously you've been in the business for a decent number of years, not to age you. You've worked in, all sorts of various places, small and large. Is there something that you think that younger talent, especially in the modern era of wrestling, needs to know, like, as they're learning and grinding on the indies and hoping to get bigger shots?
Oh man, a couple of years ago I would have had 7 or 8 different answers that I knew without a doubt were the right answer to tell younger kids. But I feel like today's day and age, there's just so many different avenues right now that you can go down to get to where you want to be. It's hard to give someone directions. And in 6 months, who knows? There's blue sky just opened up that everyone's popping off on. If someone goes on there right now and uploads one of their really good matches, and they might be the only wrestler who's done it so far, and they might get 1 million views, and then all of a sudden everyone's beating down their door trying to give them money. So it's really hard to say. Like, obviously, train, don't stop training. Don't get to where you're good enough to have a standard 8-minute wrestling match and then just say, hey, I'm done. I know what I need to do. Always, listen to the guys who have been doing this for a long time. It sounds like some grizzled old vet stuff, but sometimes people know what they're talking about. That young kids tend to just blow off. This life isn't for everyone. I was training at the High Spot School for 10 years, and we would have, I don't know, probably 10 new students a month show up, and out of those 10 new students a month that showed up, maybe one would last more than a month. It's just not made for everyone. You really have to be able to put your whole life into this, basically. Like, if you want this to just be I want to do this once a month on the weekends, it can be that. But like, why put your body through why put your body through a car wreck if you don't want more than just once a month? But I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want. So I'm in a place where I can't give anybody a definitive answer because there's just so many answers at this point.
Okay.
All right.
Is it partially because things have changed so much?
Things are
like
changing
in social media
so much. Yeah. Like, when I started, it was you're in training, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to get your body in really good shape, you're going to eat plain chicken and rice every day so that you look good, you're going to wear the right gear, you're going to send out tapes to PWI, and you're going to beg for a spot for WWE to give you extra talent. There was these certain things that you were supposed to do, and then like all those kind of went out the way when people started, getting famous off gifts, and a YouTube video goes viral, and things like GCW or JCW or all of these smaller promotions that are like really making a name are kind of like doing it their own way. So to tell someone this is the way is kind of dumb, because I see people doing it. I see people getting famous all the time doing the exact opposite thing that I was yelled at for years and years and years about doing. Like just the Young Bucks, the things that they would do 10 years ago, people were losing their mind, just going, why would anybody, this isn't professional wrestling. This
Killing the business.
Bull crap. It's killing the business. And now those guys are on top of the world. So it's like all of the rules can be broken at this point.
Okay.
You make the rules and we will break them.
Yes. Famously said once by the guy that runs it. But but that absolutely proves.
Oh, irony.
Yeah, but that absolutely proves Caleb's point. You
Yeah.
look at the biggest company in the world right now, WWE. Who's it run by?
Who knows?
The ones who broke the rules.
Right. The two biggest troublemakers now run the place between Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Absolutely.
So, and I get it. Old school, Bully Ray, host of Busted Open, always says, especially with his philosophy of teaching with his school, 3D Academy, old school tools, new school rules.
Yeah.
Wait, I had that wrong. Old school rules, new school tools. And I think that's very appropriate, because the ideas and the thinkings of, well, this is the way we always done it. Well, that doesn't fit the modern age now. Now you're right. People are getting famous off of a 30-second, Instagram reel.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I think that's good for you to not be that grizzled vet saying, "Oh, you kids suck. You'll never do anything. You know what I went through to get where I'm at, blah, blah, blah." But if you embrace that and say, "Hey, this is how it's supposed to be done, but this is how
Yeah.
you can put your spin on it, your flair on it. I think that's great because that inspires creativity and hopefully inspires eyes to tune into the product, tune into them. Go buy a ticket and see them live. So good for you for fostering that, because I don't think that's as prevalent that it should be.
Yeah.
And
I think the younger generation is pretty up to it, but I feel like any business, I'm sure once you've been in it for a long time, you get stuck in your ways. It's the same thing. Like, a lot of people don't listen to any new music past whenever they were in their,
we have one of our group that is exactly like that.
Things are always changing, things are always evolving. So you can either evolve with it and try to keep up with the times, or you can just get stuck in your ways and watch everything pass you by. And that's I don't want to be that bitter guy. I want to join. I want to stay relevant and try to keep up with the times and change and figure out what's going to be next, not what used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
a great outlook to have.
Very, very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So this Friday night on Trilogy, Saturday night
on Triller.
On Triller, JCW presents Thanksgiving. You are facing the Neon Ninja Facade for your American Championship. Any special stipulations, or are you just going to fly around and beat the hell out of each other?
We're going to fly around and beat the hell out of each other, and I'm going to beat him.
Perfect. More than anything else, perfect. You have Damo and Alex Crowley. Poor Danny. I love her to death, but sometimes she just doesn't know what's good for her. But anyway, and then we're going to Little Rock, Arkansas. And
Little Rock on the 4th, and St. Louis on the 5th.
And those will both be on.
YouTube.
Yes, and we're gonna get to that now, and that's at Psycopathic.
The Psychopathic YouTube page is where all the JCW stuff's at.
Okay. And of course, Triller TV. How can folks get a hold of you? Give us your socials. Plug your merch.
Caleb Konley, Instagram, Facebook, X. I'm not going to be joining any of these other bullcrap ones. I'm not on Threads. I'm not going to be on Blue Sky. I'm not on Truth. I'm not on Rumble. None of those things. I'm going to keep it to the normal crap. I don't have time for the rest of it. At Caleb Konley. Next Friday, the 13th, I will be at ACW in West Virginia. On the 21st of December, I will be at ICP's Big Baller Holiday Party, which also includes a JCW show. I don't know if that one's going to be on YouTube or not. Just check that out. Find out for yourselves, guys. And on the 28th of December, I will be in Louisiana for Bayou Independent Wrestling.
Very cool.
Sweet.
Merch. Any merch? Where they can get your t-shirts?
AltWrestlingTees.com. I have a couple t-shirts on that. And then Pro Wrestling Tees, obviously, I've got a bunch of stuff on that. And the Psychopathic Vault with all the JCW stuff. Go check that out. Psychopathicvault.com.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Deb? Anything more?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No, we know that. We know that. We'll get to that. Easy. All right. Anyway, this was very cool. And we definitely are going to be checking out JCW and you on the shows. Hopefully you guys, hint, nudge, to find a way to swing the tour bus a little more east, a little more north. I think you guys would have a really, really good showings, especially in the Northeast here, in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York area.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
There's a lovely arena in South Philadelphia.
Well, I'll go ahead and let you in on a little secret. It's not a secret anymore because it didn't happen. But originally, this tour, the 4th and the 5th, was supposed to be like 6 days, and the last day was supposed to be at a little arena in South Philly. But it fell through. So believe me when I tell you that that is still something that Violent J
Okay.
would like to do.
Yeah.
That's something that JCW wants to conquer, is us going to the arena. So
Yes.
probably sooner rather than later, you will see us there.
Very cool.
Awesome.
I will await that ticket announcement and buy mine right away.
All right. Good.
Yes.
Very good. All right. I will say good luck to you defending your title, even though you may think you don't need it. And like I said, incoming. Keep your head up. Look upward a lot with Facade because she likes to fly.
Facade can't get in the air if he doesn't have legs to do it. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you don't have a plan. I'm not saying you don't have a plan. I'm just, I'm probably telling you nothing you don't know, but just I have to say it so I feel better. So when you do beat him, I can look at him and say, "I told you so."
Right?
You want to do all that stuff, and
you get real close to this title, but you can't touch it. You get real close to it. You can look at it. You can snip it if you want to, but it stays right here.
Very cool. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to seeing you live and in person. And now you and the rest of the JCW roster, please let them know you are now part of the crew. You are part of the Nation's Corner crew.
Glad to be part of the crew.
And that means anytime you want to reach out to any of us to come on, to do a live show on Saturday. If you happen to have an off Saturday night, we're more than glad to have you on live. Or if you want something you want to promote, reach out to any of us, myself, Deb, and we will absolutely help you get your word out because that's what we do for family. So
yes,
we appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. Thank you so much for your time and joining us, and we will hopefully see you soon. And good luck Saturday.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Yes, you
have
too.
a good night.
Thank you.
Nope. All right.
Yeah. Now you're big.
Oh, now I'm big.
There we go. You're the big. All right. That was very cool. I knew this was going to be something cool, just knowing about basically JCW and ICP in the past and their connections to wrestling. But this sounds like that they are absolutely ramping it up, and it's not just a one-off anymore. That this is, and it sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. It just sounds like one of these shows that you want to be at. That you're going to see fantastic wrestling up close and personal. But also just to have a really good, enjoyable time, and probably for a reasonable amount of money. You're not going to spend a couple $100 for nosebleed seats like some places.
Oh yeah.
So
as we always say, indie wrestling is the way to go.
Yes, always the best.
It's just a very, very fun way to spend a night.
Yes, it is, and this sounds like it's no different. Even more so. It's been quite a long time since I've been showered by Fago, so I think I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm old enough to. I think I'm past the expiration date of it, but I think I can still get in there and at least get that part in.
Yeah,
maybe
I don't even know where to get Fago these days. Sheets used to sell it, but they don't anymore.
I don't know. Maybe we should ask Caleb that. Damn. Next time, because they will be back. I guarantee that we're going to hopefully see a lot more of him and the JCW roster.
Yeah.
All right, Deb. This was fun. Thank you for joining me. And now you can do your presentation. Deb, where can they find you on the socials?
Right there at That's So Debonair on the Twitter machine, the Instagram, and the Blue Sky.
Yes, we are inside, we are outside, we are Blue Sky. Thanks to Debhausen. And of course, I am John in South Jersey on the Twisted Metal Fab on the Twitter and Instagram, where you can also keep up with the exploits of the most dangerous weapon in wrestling, my partner in crime and life and everything else, the Ass Kicker 9K. And you can follow him at Ass Kicker 9K on Instagram. Thank you all for joining us tonight on the Nation's Corner on location. And as always, thank you, Deb, for the hashtag. Use the hashtag Nation's Corner on location when you're posting, when you're out and about wrestling shows, who you're seeing, who you're liking, Who do you want to see on the Nation's Corner on location? Let us
Mhm.
know. Get to us through Nation's Corner Instagram or Twitter and shoot us a line. Let us know what you want to see or who you want to
Yes.
see, and we will see if we can make it happen. So
Yes.
for me,
And as always, watch our live show every Saturday night at 7:00.
yes,
And make sure you hit the thumbs up and give us a subscribe. Give us a follow on our socials. Give us a subscribe on the YouTube.
yep. Now, do the thing, bring your thing again, because the socials are down there on the bottom of the banner. Yeah, that where she's pointing there, folks.
Right there.
That part. Yep, that right there.
All that.
All that. It's
All
all
that.
there. Okay, cool. All right, Deb. I think we're finished for once. We're not going to kick it longer. Yep. So, thank you, folks, for joining us, and we will see you all at the shows.